Hello everybody, how we doing? Welcome to the live stream. It's Tuesday, again, so quick. How's everybody doing? Let me see, let me bring up the chat here. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Audio good, thank you Scott, love it. There she is, yep. Yeah, I actually just put her up there. She was in my way down by my feet, so we're all good now. Yeah, woo, 61 people in here already. I actually, a little bit not quite on the ball today. I think it was 20 after one, or well, yeah, like 40 minutes ago, I realized I hadn't set up this live stream as a scheduled live stream. I usually do that at 9 or 10 in the morning, sometimes the day before, but today it slipped my mind. So for those wondering how far in advance you should schedule your live streams, this one was only scheduled 40 minutes in advance. So we'll see if that negatively affects it. I think the first wave of notifications go out 30 minutes before anyways. So I think you guys still would have been notified, but we'll see. So how's everybody? If you're new here, my name is Rob. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. And the way we do this is what we've been doing lately is these are Q&As. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll share whatever I know with you. Hopefully a lot of it is correct information. Some stuff might not be totally correct, might be debatable, but I just kind of share what I learn as I go. I'm not employed by YouTube or anything like that. So that's how I do this. And yeah, so if you have any questions, we're all about encouraging new people to start on YouTube. And it's not easy, right? Doing YouTube is not easy. Lots of people want to do it. I think a lot of people think of it as a way to make money, an easy way to make money. It's not. But, you know, if you put a lot of time and effort into it, it could be a way to make money, but it's not. You know, it's not just going to happen. So like any business, I guess, the more you put into it, the more you could potentially get out of it. So, but yeah, if you have any questions, the best way to ask your question is to put QQQ in the chat in front of your question, like on the same message as your question, because I can sort all the messages and it'll only show me the ones that have QQQ in it. So put it before your question, after your question, but in the same chat message, and I'll be able to find it easily. But I'd love to know where you're watching from, as always. Always like to know that. And who's out there. We've got Lori out there. Hello, Lori. Hello, Mike. Hello, Tiff. Tiff's Take. Good to see you. Scott is here. Hello, Scott. Outdoor Tennessean. How you doing? Let's see who else we got here. We have Lori, Soul Circle. Hello, Lori. Good to see you. And Barefoot Lawn, good to see you as well. T-Man and CL is here. Hello, CL. All right, who else? Hey, folks, Farmer Marshall's here. Good to see you. We've got Seamland63 from Sweden. Welcome from Sweden. That's awesome. So for those who don't know, I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada. So that's on the east coast, the Atlantic coast, technically. Not sure why they always call like Toronto and Montreal Eastern Canada, especially if you're from Western Canada because it's so wide. But to me here, way over further east in Halifax, this is east to me. Maybe because Toronto and Montreal are in the Eastern time zone, which is the same as New York, Boston, Miami, right? And the Atlantic time zone where I am, an hour further ahead, it's 2 o'clock here, is an hour closer to England. All right, Matt and Mouse. Hi, chat. How you doing, Matt and Mouse? Positive Habits Daily. Love the username. How you doing? From California. Cool. And we've got Connie is here. Good to see you, Connie, from Hudson Valley, New York. And Russ is here. Good to see you, Russ. Life in Pixels. Hello. Gatekeeper Radio. Here for the long haul. So I'm here for 2 hours. So 2 till 4, 1 till 3 Eastern time. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how this live stream is going to change because I'm working on some changes, not ready to go there quite yet. But as a lot of you know, usually it's a lot of Q&A. And that's mostly what it is. Every once in a while, I might do something a little bit different, might have something to share with you, right? But generally, I go wherever the questions take me. Like if you have questions, if you want to see some analytics, I'll open up my analytics and show how to do things. If you want to see some video editing, I'll do that. But what I'm going to do is structure it a little bit more. It'll be exactly 2 hours. And I can share a little bit of information with you. It's not technical at all. It's just scribble notes. But what I'm looking at, and you guys let me know what you think too. I based this loosely off of what I was thinking would be a good things to include, and also your feedback that you gave me last week in the chat, in the live streams. But this is what I think a typical 2 hours is going to look like. The first 15 minutes, and it's broken up into 15-minute segments. So 15 minutes, intro, welcome message, kind of like what we're doing here. The next 15 minutes from quarter after to 1:30 Eastern, Q&A. The last half hour of the first hour, guest. I'm going to have a guest on. Like, I don't want to say guest speaker, but and the way I envision that is kind of like I want to share some stories, some success stories, right? Like some people who are relatively new with YouTube but have had success, and I'd love to bring them on to talk about that, what they think worked for them, and they and myself can talk about it, and you guys can ask questions and maybe learn from their experience. So that's what I'm hoping to do there. And the way I'm going to, I guess, choose what guests to have on, I haven't quite decided yet. So I'm looking for some input from you guys on that as well. But what I'm thinking is have some kind of a form where you can submit, not necessarily yourself, but if you know of a channel that you would like me to have that creator on here, then maybe you could submit that, and then I could reach out to them and see if they'd like to do that. So I think that might actually make the most sense, but also you could, enter yourself as well. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If you guys have any ideas, I'd love to hear it. That's the first hour. The second hour would be channel reviews. I loved the idea last week, and I forget who suggested it, but it was rapid fire channel reviews. Maybe we do 3 or 4 in like 15 minutes. And that might also be some kind of a form if you want your channel to be submitted to have a quick review of it. Or again, if you want me to review somebody else's, although no, I don't know if I want to do that without them knowing. So anyway, let me know what you think. 15 minutes and then another Q&A block, and then a demo or how-to block, the 15 minutes from, 2:30 till 2:45, where I'll show you how to do something, whether it's video editing related, looking up your analytics related, whatever, making a thumbnail. Those are some ideas. But if you have ideas as to what you want me to cover, what you want me to demonstrate, to learn something, that'll have a segment, and then we'll finish up with a Q&A. So that's what I'm thinking for the 2 hours. Love to know your thoughts on that. Let me get into the chat to see if I can see any questions here. Just looking at the current chat right now. Might be longer than 2 hours. Haha. Yeah. So what I'm thinking actually is, like, I'm actually trying to think of making this almost like a show. Like have like a little video stinger that come up, like it's Q&A time, right? Like have that show up and some graphics. I would probably make a little 3 to 5 second video to say that we're changing gears, but also maybe to have a timer in the corner, right? Kind of like, I don't know if you guys know of Pardon the Interruption. It's a ESPN show, sports, where they quickly, I think they only give each other like 1 or 2 minutes to talk about per topic, and then it moves on. So something like that, like a 15-minute timer, so that I know when it's time to move on, and you guys know when we're going to move on too, and maybe let you know what's coming next and so on. So kind of thinking along those lines. But yeah, otherwise, like if I'm not careful, 100%, it would probably be over 2 hours. I would love to see and hear you do channel reviews. I would definitely do a timed review of each channel, say 5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, and my only thought about channel reviews, like I don't, and that's why I was kind of thinking like I'd almost want people's permission before I do that, because I would want to do them as honestly as I can, right? I don't want to kind of sugarcoat anything, because that doesn't help anybody. And just, this is what at a glance, like obviously I'm not going to be able to do a full channel review, because that would involve watching several videos and whatnot. Not going to be able to do that in 5 minutes. But I could kind of quickly scan, see what's going on, look at the thumbnails, see how things are set up, look at the best performing videos, things like that, right? A proper channel view would be a little more detailed, but it might help. Man, I'd forgotten all about PTI. Yeah. Yeah, no, we get that up here in Canada too on TSN. That's the sports network. I think they're owned by ESPN now. But yeah. Yes, Rob, live streams are definitely being elevated these days versus just getting on and riffing. Love the direction. Thanks, Lori. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I love doing this. I love getting on and riffing. I think it's fun. But, you know, there's always that thing where I can't get to every question. And obviously, the longer I go before I get into questions, the fewer questions I'm going to be able to answer. But I don't know. There's always a part of me that thinks there's a better way I could be doing this. So, you know, instead of just becoming stale, I'd like to maybe try something new. And you know what? I might do that for a couple of weeks and you guys don't like it and we stop. So that's okay too, because then I will have learned that it wasn't a good idea. And I'm totally fine with that. It's, you know, you don't have to get the idea 100% correct before you try something new. That advice also applies to making videos too, by the way. So love these ideas, but hope you don't limit Q&A too much. Seeing the questions others have helps me feel less alone in the process. I agree, and that's why I've got, I mean, if you break it up into 4 15-minute segments, or sorry, 8 15-minute segments, 3 of the 8 is Q&A. So that's more than half, or no, not quite half. But, you know, and you know, maybe I go longer than 2 hours too, and that's okay. Q&A is helpful. Learn so much. Awesome. Yep. Liam's in the house. How you doing, Liam? Liam A6. For those who don't know, that is my son. He's had a couple of videos do well lately. How's that video going today, Liam, by the way? You put one out yesterday. I think I saw 8,000 views in a day, and that's for a channel, so you guys know, a channel that's not yet monetized, but I think you're on your way, Liam. Another couple months maybe. Or sooner if you hit one out of the park. All right, what else did I miss here? Also, you're going to need a producer if you want to be more like a show to help you keep time. Yeah, I'm going to try to do it without one, but, you know, again, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, the moderators here, Karen and Scott and Catherine, and actually Liam, I just realized you're a moderator. I can tell, but because your name is blue there. Moderators help a lot, so thank you guys. Yeah, but yeah, it's not quite the same as a producer. But I don't. That might be hard to manage. I'm not sure. All right. Anyway, let me go to. Haha, it's doing well. Almost 9,000 views now. Well done, Liam. Awesome. Awesome. Also, just give some general advice. Highlighting channel basics, like did they fill out the channel about? Did they create channel playlists? Did they create an interesting thumbnail? Yeah, all valid points. And that's kind of, I mean, without getting into somebody's analytics, it's really hard to do a real deep dive channel review, but I can certainly hit all the basics like that. Yeah. It's Terry Miller has a question. Rob, I am in the market for a new computer. Which is best for content creation, Mac or PC? So I have a very strong opinion on this, and that's Mac. However, PC people would probably have a strong opinion that way. I will tell you, though, that I started this channel with a PC, and I was a video editor with this PC. I was PC guy, Windows guy for, I don't know, 20, 30 years, forever, until, I'm going to say it was about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago at this point, I switched to a Mac. On the advice of Liam, by the way. He convinced me, and the way he put it made so much sense. It's just scary to make the switch, but basically he said, Dad, you've got an iPhone, you've got an iPad. What else did I have that was Apple? I mean, I loved Apple stuff. Do you like your iPhone? Yes, I love my iPhone. Well, you're going to love the Mac. The same kind of thing. Icons look the same. Things just kind of work. You don't get that blue screen that you sometimes get with Windows, meaning, you know, your computer has crashed. That just doesn't happen with Apple. I'm sure it does with some, maybe if you're underpowered. But so anyway, I would suggest Mac. I have a MacBook Pro. It's, again, 4 years old. It's actually 2021 version, M1 Max chip. It's more than capable. I mean, it's extremely fast compared to the PC I had before. But yeah, I would suggest Mac. I just find things where, unless you have software you have to run that has to be on a PC or a Mac, whatever, if that's not a limitation, then either will do, right? Because a lot of what you do is going to be in a browser, and you can run a browser on either computer, right? Like Canva, I use Canva to make my thumbnails. I do that in a browser. I could do it on any computer. Camtasia is the video editing software I use. It's available for both PC and Mac. Some people use browser-based editors, but most editors are available for both, except for like Final Cut Pro and iMovie. They're only Mac. But anyways, I could talk for hours about that. I recommend Apple, Mac myself, and I recommend a laptop simply because you're then mobile. Like you can take it with you when you go, let's say, on vacation. You can take your computer and you've got everything with you, right? And if you want a bigger screen, like I do, that's okay. You just plug your MacBook into a bigger screen. Boom, you got a bigger screen. You got two screens then. So anyway, there you go. Alrighty, here we go. Question from Scott. Hey Rob, good afternoon. I see a lot of creators making a training course or just a gathering place at school.com. Excuse me, lately. Do you have any opinion or experience with that? One second, I just need a quick drink. So I don't have specific experience with school. I mean, I have a community as well, but I run mine through Kajabi. It's similar, although Kajabi does a bunch more stuff and therefore it's more expensive, but same idea. Creating a community, I think, is a fantastic idea, and different platforms do it in different ways, and some lend themselves well to, pushing people to, not pushing, but giving people an option to buy something from you, right? So school is like that. You can have free, my understanding of the way it works, there can be free sections and there can be other sections you can unlock if you pay for, I don't know, maybe it's a monthly fee or something like that, a monthly membership. You could have a free tier or a paid tier. I think it's a fantastic idea. It's just a matter of finding one that works well for you. I like the idea of building a community outside of YouTube that is not necessarily using YouTube's membership option for a couple of reasons. Number one, you have a little more control over it. Number two, you get to keep more of the revenue if you end up creating a paid tier, right? Whereas YouTube keeps, was it 30% of like super chats, memberships, things like that. But it does require people to go off platform. That could be good and bad. Good, excuse me, because you're building your business outside of YouTube in case anything ever happens to your YouTube account, right? Like you don't actually own your subscribers on YouTube. Whereas if you have a mailing list, an email list, and you're building something else outside of YouTube in conjunction with YouTube, you're starting to build something that you actually own as well, like the mailing list. And if you run it through, I don't know if school allows you to do a mailing list. In my Kajabi, it does. But if I ever decided to switch to School or Circle, or there's other platforms you can build communities in, I would just be able to export my mailing list and import it into another one if I wanted to switch, right? I own the list. And if you own your mailing list, then you can create products and tell people about them and make sales outside of YouTube. So I think building a community is great. You just have to figure out how you want to do it. So like in my case, there's several layers to it. There's this, right? Live streams on YouTube. We're building a community here and it's awesome. It's integrated right inside YouTube, which is cool. I get to talk about the videos I've got coming up, the videos I've made. I get to interact with my viewers. And it's awesome. And the more I interact with you, perhaps the more of my videos you'll want to watch, and so on and so on. Community building is awesome. But another layer of that is Creators Cove that I've created, an off YouTube community where you can go and chat with each other or me when I'm not live or outside of the comments of my videos. So yeah, I think it's smart. I think it's smart to create a place where people can get together and get to know each other. And some people may turn into clients. and some of your members may, gain clients from other of your members. Like it's just everyone lifting each other up. So I think it's great. I'm not sure, did I answer, what was your question? Do you have an opinion or experience with that? So experience with building a community, yes. And my opinion is it's a really good thing to help grow whatever it is you're growing, YouTube channel included. I hate to admit it, but I forgot it was Tuesday afternoon until 5 minutes till my wife said, "Aren't you watching Rob today?" Awesome. Thank your wife for me. Hello, Russ. How you doing? Russ, have you ever used the edit feature on your iPhone to flip the video from horizontal, vertical, or vice versa? Worked just fine for a while, but now it won't upload properly to my computer. Yes, I have. I think it's, so I use an iPhone. Is that what you said? iPhone? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the crop. Isn't it the crop icon? You can press that and then you can rotate it either way. If you need to rotate a video, you can do it in your phone before you send. Well, wait now. Are you sending that to your computer? But now it won't upload properly to my computer. Well, so if you are sending it to your computer, you can make the rotation in your phone first and then send it, or send it and then rotate it on your computer, right, in whatever editing app you're using. Okay, you could do it there too if it's not working on your phone for you. But it should work for you on your phone. Let's see, kind of a novel idea. I have began using YouTube Music, saving my playlists for my own entertainment, but allowing subscribers to visit and enjoy. I would love to hear thoughts on my concept. Using YouTube Music, saving your playlist for your own entertainment, but allowing subscribers to visit and enjoy. I guess it depends on why. I guess that would be my, excuse me, my first question is why would you do that? Just to, because it's not something that would necessarily help you build your channel. Excuse me, what's going on? But yeah, I know you can create playlists on your channel homepage. It's not something I've ever done with videos outside of my own videos, but I know you can. Sharing that with other people, I know you can. I guess I don't know why you would do that. It's not something that's going to help you build your channel. Building your channel, you do that through making your own videos and getting them discovered. So, but maybe I'm missing. Let me know if I'm missing something. But new Macs are $4,000 or $5,000. They can be, but the MacBook Pros, yes, they can be for sure. You don't necessarily need a MacBook Pro. If even the MacBook Airs, if you get one of the newer ones, like with the M5 or M4, M5, I don't know what they're up to now. The MacBook Airs, I understand them to be perfectly capable of editing videos as well. So you could look at that. Or, and this is what I did when I bought this computer, I didn't go to the main Apple store or the Apple website. Well, I went to the Apple website, but I bought a refurbished one through Apple. And it was a year or two older at the time, and you save some money that way. So, I don't know. I would have to be, I would need the money, and I would have to be convinced to buy a brand new Mac. I think the best bang for your buck would be to get one that's 1 or 2 years older, but still refurbished by Apple. Then you can maybe save $1,000 or more on that if you do it that way. How do you go about pricing out sponsored brand collaborations, mostly 60-second integration on products related to outdoor niche? Channel is small, but audience is engaged, and they buy through my links. Okay, so if you want to start getting sponsors, sponsorships, what I found was, there are two ways to get them. Wait for them to contact you, or you can reach out to them, right? I've only worked with people who have reached out to me first. I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. That's just all I have experience with. As far as the pricing, what I've learned is, they base it on how many views they think they're going to get. Okay, so if you're going to make a 60-second video or a 60-second mention or ad for a product within your video, you're going to want to make sure it... How do you go about pricing? It's a hard question to answer because when you're just starting, you just don't know. So I guess my advice would be try not to hit it out of the park with your first brand deal, and be okay accepting less than you think you could eventually get for that, and just try to do as good a job as you can for that person for the first time, like over deliver. If there's something you think you can do to increase the chances of that video doing well, like maybe you've got a handful of topics you're considering for your next video, but one in particular you think, oh, that could be a real good one. I think that's good. Maybe choose that one to put the mention in. It'd be good if the video and the product, matches up well, right? And then there are things you can do to help in, like some things the brands or the sponsors would like are, moving the mention closer to the front of the video. They love that, right? The closer to the front, the better. What else? I guess the longer the mention. But again, you don't want to make it too long because people click your video to watch your video topic. And if the sponsored mention ad within your video isn't exact, isn't a perfect match for what you're talking about in your video, then it's going to seem a little disjointed. Like, okay, let's take a break for a second. I want to talk about this sponsorship, right? What I've noticed and what you would notice is that in your retention graph, you'll see a little dip. And so it's obvious, okay, that's where that ad was, because some people skip ahead, right? And not everybody watches the ads. Probably most people don't. I shouldn't say that, no, because if I look at the dip, it doesn't go down to half. It's just a little chunk out of the, if the graph is right around 30%, it might dip down to 25% and then back up to 30 after the ad, something like that. So yeah, I don't know, like my experience is at the beginning, or when you first start getting offers from brand sponsorships, they may just offer you free product. Like, if I send you this for free, will you make a video about it? I tend to tell people your time is worth something. So even if it's just a couple $100, $300-$400 even, if you could get that out of your first one, I think that'd be a win, right? $200 to $400 for your, for a 60-second mention of a product within your video. I think that'd be great. Understand that they will, not everybody, but they will likely negotiate. Like if they ask you what your rate is, you say, $500, right, for one video, or maybe I'll give you, 3 videos for $1,000 or something like that. They will probably come back and say, oh, I was thinking more like whatever. I would be inclined to accept whatever they come back with if it's your first one, right? Just because, again, yeah, maybe you're worth more, and you'll get there, but you have to go through the process of figuring out how this all works. And the other thing to understand is, and you might have noticed, I'm not sharing any exact figures, what people pay me for the sponsorships I have, because brands don't like that. And it's usually written right in their terms, like, do not discuss the terms of our deal with anybody, right? So you're gonna have a hard time finding videos out there on YouTube where people are saying exactly how much you can charge for what, right? I mean, maybe you'll find some rules of thumb based on views, but if you do a deal, someone's giving you $300, and they're hoping to get, I don't know, 5,000 views from your video, and it ends up getting whatever, like, just kind of track it, right? If they want to do another one with you, then okay, they were happy with that then, so then you've learned something. Or if they do not want to work together, no, we didn't get the results we wanted to, yeah, we're going to move on. Then, okay, you either have to try to get more views, like keep building your channel, or the next time maybe your price a little lower, right? So anyways, I hope that helps. A bit of a discussion on that. You mentioned Camtasia. I thought you used Final Cut Pro. Did you switch back? Yep. I have Final Cut Pro. I used it on 4 or 5 videos, and I have since switched back. I have the option to go back to Final Cut if I want to, but as is usual with me, I'm usually under the gun to try to get a video. I'll wake up in the morning and say, today's the day I wanted to have a video done. What am I going to make that about? And so I'm usually doing it pretty quickly, and I can edit in Camtasia a whole lot faster than Final Cut Pro. Maybe if I give it more time, and if I had more time, I'd get better at it, but I'm not there yet. I got monetized in 5 months, got the first 1,000 subs fast. Been doing YouTube for 3.5 years now, but still only at 2,300 subs. Well, congrats for getting monetized so fast. That's awesome. Any idea why it went so fast, then started crawling? So no, I have no idea because I don't know your channel. What I would suggest you do is look at your content and who was your content for? Like, why did you get monetized so fast? Try to answer that question first. Look back at your videos. What videos were responsible for getting you monetized? And why do you think they did so well, right? Was it your intro? Was it the topic? Was your editing better? Did you tell a good story, right? Like, try to figure out why it did so well, and then look at what you've been doing lately. And some reasons for not doing as well now as you did before is some people fall into a rut where they think, that worked 3 years ago. I'm doing the same thing. How come it's not working now? Well, I'll tell you, probably because you're doing the same thing. YouTube has changed in 3 years. So you need to change too. By you, I mean everybody, me included. We have to roll with it. We've got to roll with the changes. The algorithm changes all the time. People's viewing habits change. Look at how people have been watching your videos. Did they used to watch on computer, but now they're watching on TV? And if so, have you changed the way you make your videos? Are they tailored more for computer, but now most people aren't watching your videos on computer, they're more on mobile phone or TV? Maybe you need to change the way you make your videos, right? So things like that is what I'd look at. And the last thing I'd say is don't be afraid to make changes. Not just don't be afraid, like do that, like experiment, try new things. Something else is, how long were your videos before, the ones that grew your channel? And how long are they now? I feel like people's attention spans are shorter now than they were, but that's a very general statement. It's because, again, it's going to depend on your demographic, your viewers too. Like, who are your audience? Are they older? Are they younger? What are they interested in? Are you still providing content for them that they would be interested in? Or perhaps you're talking about new things now that's different from what why your subscribers signed up, right? And one final thing on this, and this is for those, I've been getting a lot of comments lately about using the YouTube Promote thing, which is a horrible idea. So for anybody out there who's thinking of using YouTube Promote to boost their subscribers or views and all that stuff, don't do it. If you want to grow your channel, do not do that. Because, yeah, you'll get a bunch of subscribers, but then your channel will die. Not necessarily a given, but more often than not, you will end up just confusing the algorithm. They won't know who your audience is because a whole bunch of people came in from all different places, and now they don't know who you're trying to reach. And that is a recipe for low growth going forward past that. Okay, so again, you didn't mention that you did that. It popped into my head, so I wanted to mention that. All righty. Let's see what else we got. Here's a question. What are the most effective ways of feeding the algorithm about your niche and channel? How long, how many videos approximately does it take to finally give the algorithm understanding of your channel? Okay, so your first question. What are the most effective ways of feeding the algorithm? Make videos. That's it. Make videos. Nothing else. Don't waste time going off to other people's channels and commenting. That has that doesn't do it. Make another video. If you don't think YouTube knows who you're trying to reach yet, make a video targeted to the people you're trying to reach. Post it on YouTube. See how it does. Give it a few days. Make another one. Make another one. Make another one. Just that's how you give YouTube data. That's how you train YouTube to understand who your audience is. Keep making videos for the same audience. And that's why it's so important to just pick one niche instead of spreading yourself all over the place into all of your different interests. We all have multiple interests. I've got way more interests than just YouTube. I love to sail, right? Lots of other interests, right? So, but I don't talk about them on this channel. If I wanted to talk about sailing, I'd make another channel and I'd do it over there. But if I uploaded a sailing video here, sure, some of you might be interested, but not a very large percentage of my subscribers, my viewers, right? So don't confuse the algorithm, stay on topic, and try to be helpful. That's the best advice I can give. And that is how you train the algorithm to understand who you're trying to reach. Just keep reaching out as often as you can. And how long does it take the algorithm to understand? There's really no way to answer that. It could take a week. It could take 3 years, right? All you have, you don't have any control over that. So it's hard. You can't plan for that. So don't try to even plan for that. Like you can't, unfortunately with YouTube, it's not something like, let's say somebody wants to go into YouTube and they want to do it as a career. You can't plan for it like you can, like if you want to be an engineer. Okay, you want to be an engineer? All right, well, you got to graduate high school, then you got to go to university and get a degree, then you got to get a job. There you go. There's a specific roadmap for you to follow to get there. To be a YouTuber, you can't do it that way. Which is why it's so much easier. The best way to get into YouTube is in your spare time. Either in your spare time, if you've already got a job, but you start this up in your spare time, or maybe before you get really busy and get a whole bunch of responsibilities like adulting and life and kids and marriage and all that, right? Like before you get busy, like maybe in your 20s, that's a good time to start. But also probably in your spare time because you probably need a job. Or when you're retired and you don't necessarily need to make money. That's a good time to start YouTube too. But I would never suggest to anybody, oh, you want to be a YouTuber? Okay, 3 years. That's all it's going to take. 3 years. So plan to quit your job, 2.5 years from now, and you should be fine. Doesn't work that way. So, you just have to keep making videos. Keep making videos and listening to your audience, looking at your video stats to see how they're performing. Learn what videos are doing well and what aren't. Learn which videos people are subscribing to. That'll help you understand what they want more of and make more of those videos, or make more videos that will help those people, okay? So, and you will grow. It would be great to be able to block and unsubscribe viewers. That'll never happen. Living Alaska, because then it's like Big Brother pulling levers and trying to control things. Right? YouTube is basically a big open market. And if people want to subscribe, they'll subscribe. But that doesn't even matter. Like be able to block. Well, block, you can block. I mean, you can hide users from commenting. You can't block them from watching your videos, but I don't know why you would want to do that anyways. That's not a big deal. But unsubscribe viewers, if somebody is subscribed to you, but they're not watching your videos, that's okay. YouTube will eventually stop serving them your videos to watch. If they're not watching them, right, then eventually YouTube will learn that. And even if they're subscribed to you, they won't be notified when you come up with a new video. Okay, so it's something I wouldn't even worry about that. You're going to have people unsubscribe, and you're going to have people that don't unsubscribe but stop watching. It's all part of it. And I don't think, if you kind of flip the script there, if you think about that person who you want YouTube to unsubscribe from your channel, that person, if they found out that happened, is like, what? YouTube is unsubscribing me from channels? I do not want that, right? That wouldn't go over well. So that's not something that they're going to do. Alrighty. Time for a quick little drink. Oh, to keep my mother-in-law off, LOL. Okay, that's a unique reason. Yeah, no, there's really no way other than maybe you shouldn't have told your mother-in-law about it in the first place, about your channel. People generally, for those who are wanting to start channels and are concerned about certain family members finding it, just don't tell them about it, and they'll likely not find it unless they are super interested in the niche that you are targeting with your videos, and they are YouTube consumers. Then perhaps they could find you. But people that I know in real life don't find my videos. They don't find my channel. So, if I see people that I haven't seen for a couple years, and they asked me what I've been up to, and if I told them I'm doing YouTube now, they would be surprised. So, like, they don't know. So, there you go. Next with Nicola. Thank you very much. Where's the super chat button for the super chat? Oh, that's loud. Is that loud for you guys? That seemed loud to me. Thank you, Nicola. Good to see you again. How's it going? Very good. Funnily enough, I somehow got unsubscribed from one of my favorite channels recently, and I know I didn't do it. It was a channel I had even supported in the past. Notice this week I was unsubbed. Interesting, Scott. So I get that sometimes, people in the comments saying that that's happened. I've never noticed that happen to me, but I've never actually gone to look for it. Yeah, that's interesting, because I wouldn't have thought YouTube would do that. So, worth some further investigation, I think. All right. How much time should someone plan to spend each week if they are just starting and planning on doing simple video with limited editing, similar as you do with a couple uploads a week? How do I answer that? I guess I'm trying to figure out what angle you're coming from. How much time should you plan? I mean, it depends on how often or how long you've been making videos, and you know, how quickly you can edit them. I mean, you know, if I have an idea for a video, I can do a little bit of research and come up with a title and go out and film it, come back, edit it, and post it all in half a day, right? So if I wanted to post 2 videos a week, that's 2 half days, or call it 2 days, but 2 half days, 2, I don't know, 5-hour days, right? I could do that, but it might take you time to get that, I guess, proficient with your editing software and your ideation and all that stuff before you get there. But, you know, but then you're probably going to want to spend time as you grow and start getting more and more comments. You may want to spend time answering those comments, right? And that takes time. I spend probably more, well, I do. I spend more time answering comments than I do making videos. That's a fact. So, but I've made the decision to answer every comment, or at least give every comment a heart. And, you know, if people have asked me a question, I'll answer it as best I can. So, and that takes time. And it takes more and more time the larger your channel gets. So, yeah, as if you want to grow a channel, I usually, spend as much time as you have to spend on it, as you know, obviously you've got a life as well, and maybe work and family and all that stuff that you have to spend time with. But, yeah, that's how fast you could get if you want to. Hi, Rob. Are you using a laptop to stream? If yes, which laptop? Yes, I am. I'm streaming from my MacBook Pro. It's an M1 MacBook Pro from 2021. Yeah, it's got 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive. What else? I don't know, but there it is. I am streaming from that computer, that MacBook. Now I've got 3 things plugged into it, here, here, and here. One of those things is that big monitor. Another one of those things is that camera. And then the third one is actually a dock, which I have down there. And into that dock, I've got, you know, that monitor plugged in and some other stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's all being done from this Mac. It makes it easy. Did that work? Yep. There you go. I sure wish I could figure out a way to force inactive and dormant subscribers of my channel to unsub. Yeah. Yeah, again, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily worry about it too much. But, you know, one thing you can do, and I did this, the dancing video, last summer, I made a video where I talked about how many subscribers I had been losing, and the premise of the video was that I was really happy about it. Because when people unsubscribe, that's good. They don't want to see your videos anymore, and you don't want people subscribed to you if they aren't interested in your stuff. So if they unsubscribe, that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing as a creator. And some people have a hard time wrapping their head around that. But no, the fact that I made that video, and I made a video basically saying, if you only subscribe to me because you want me to subscribe back to you, that's not going to work. It's not a good idea to do that sub for sub thing. And I made a video talking about that. Just making a video like that, Scott, did wonders for people unsubscribing from my channel. I got a lot of unsubs from that. So if you want to do that, you can make a video like that too, and you'll clear out a lot of deadwood that way. Sometimes my video content is less than 5 minutes of value. Is that okay, or is it too short for a long form video? I don't want to make it a short. I want to keep it long. That's not too short at all. 3 minutes, 1 minute. I've got a 1 minute long form video on my channel. No, it's not too short at all. The shorter the video, typically, the more views you'll get. So in that respect, it could be a good thing. If it's less than 8 minutes long, then you can't have any mid-roll ads in your video if you're monetized, but I don't see that as being a huge deal anyways. Like, if you have a 9-minute video that could have a mid-roll ad, what percentage of the people get to that mid-roll ad anyways, that far into your video, right? It's usually pretty small, depending. So yeah, no, I wouldn't. I've made 3-minute, 4-minute, 5-minute videos, right? The worst thing you can do, if you've got 5 minutes of content to share, the worst thing you could do is try to stretch it out into a 10-minute video, because then people will know when you're basically wasting their time, and people, are short on time these days. Time is money. Time is valuable, and a better approach would be, if you got 5 minutes of info to share, try to deliver it in 4 minutes. Then it's an action-packed, compact video, chock full of valuable information, and that'll increase the chances that people will watch it all, right? And then a video like that you could get 100,000 views with a video like that, versus if you stretch it out to 8 minutes, you might get 100 views. People just don't want to watch it that long. So, yep, go for it. All right. Let's see. I had 2 videos pop off, and the traffic source was mostly YouTube advertising. Huh. I haven't paid for any advertising. Any idea what happened? No, I've never heard of that. YouTube they were advertising your video. No, I must say, if anybody else has heard of that, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, because I'm drawing a blank. I've never heard of that. Is uploading too many videos something that will negatively affect your growth? So there's a couple things I want to say about this. Not directly. Well, you've got to think about it in a couple of different ways. Think about your audience, and think about the time you're asking them to spend with you. Okay? If you're uploading longer videos and you're uploading several times a week, you might be starting to ask for your subscribers, your fans, for too much of their time, right? So keep that in mind. If your videos are shorter, then that will allow you to upload more often. So there's that as well. Something else is, if you have a video that's doing really, really well, and it's still kind of popping off, bringing in all kinds of views, then you can't, actually, I'm going through this right now. I've got a video doing really, really well, and each day goes by, and I ask ChatGPT, I really want to put a video out tomorrow, but I don't want to interrupt what that video is doing. Like, the danger is, if you upload a competing video while one is still doing really well, it can cannibalize your first video, right? And that won't help either one. You'd want that one to finish its run before you upload the next one. But that really only applies if both videos are kind of on the same topic. Okay? I guess they're going to be within the same niche if they're both on your channel, but my point is, maybe change direction slightly and talk about something slightly different than your well-performing video was talking about. Then it's okay to upload it, a second video a couple days later or whatever. Was there something else I wanted to mention about that? No, I think that's it. Oh, yes. No, there was one more thing. AI and YouTube demonetizing channels. I've made a video about this recently. YouTube is demonetizing channels right now. And some people are getting caught in the crosshairs. Some channels that are not, and when I don't, actually I should not have said AI. It's not AI videos necessarily that YouTube's going after. It's the low effort videos they're going after, mass produced, okay? So I believe one of the, and if you get caught up in that and you do have an authentic channel and all your videos are unique, but for whatever reason, a red flag went up on your channel and you got that letter that says you're demonetized, you can appeal it, right? And you know, some people are successful, some are not. But one of the things that I think is flagging YouTube is if you upload like a whole bunch of videos at once. Okay, that's, I think, a red flag. It's like, how is this person making so many videos so fast? Right? That, okay, low effort, obviously, if you can make it that fast. So I think that might be part of the problem. But even without that, I wouldn't, like, I'm not a big fan of it. And I know some people have said, oh, if you're starting a channel, you need to start with like 4 or 5 videos right off the bat. I don't believe that. I believe in uploading one at a time. Let it do its run if it's going to have a run. It might not if it's your first. Give it a few days and then another one. I mean, you can start a channel. 3 a week, I think, would be plenty. 2 or even 1 a week is fine too. But any more than 3 a week, then I feel like YouTube might start to consider that spam, I guess is my point. Whether you used AI to make it or not, they might start to consider it spam. And especially if you're talking about the same thing in each one of your videos. And I think a lot of the channels that get caught up in this are channels like, you know, they find a story and then they turn that story into a video. And it's not necessarily their story. They might have found it on Reddit. They might have found it on another YouTube channel. And they're just going to kind of recreate it and do that video as if it was their own. And some people have developed systems to make those kinds of videos, the making of those kinds of videos quickly, easier. And they're able to upload mass amounts of videos quickly. YouTube doesn't want that. That's it. And again, doesn't matter if you used AI to make them. YouTube is not anti-AI. YouTube is all about AI. They use AI themselves with their algorithms and all this stuff. They just don't want their platform to be saturated with repetitive, low-effort videos. They want authenticity. They want uniqueness. And the reason why they want it is because they know their audience wants it. And they want to keep their audience happy, like viewers. People who watch videos, they want to keep them happy because the happier viewers are, the longer they stay on the platform, the more ads are being played, the more money YouTube and us creators make. So I forget what the question was, but I think I got it. Would you recommend creating a Patreon account or just wait for when you achieve the membership YouTube tier? How does Patreon work? So what do you offer people? So I've never used Patreon. That is another option. So that's another way to offer memberships through Patreon or to accept tips. Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, Ko-Fi or Coffee, KOFI.com, however you say that. They're all kind of similar. The benefits of using those platforms is they don't charge as much as YouTube does. It might be 5% or less. I'm not sure what they hold back when people give a donation or a tip. In YouTube keeps 30% of like super chats, memberships, things like that. So they keep a higher percentage, but it's easier for people to tip on YouTube because they're already here. They don't have to go off platform to another place to make that happen. I've never used Patreon, but a lot of people do. I know you can accept tips there. You can upload videos to Patreon, like members only videos and things like that. So it's an option for community building. Rob, I've noticed some comments I get don't show up in my notifications even though I have the settings turned on. So all the comments on my videos show up. I find them by accident in the studio. Interesting. I'm not sure why. It might be something to do with blocked words, I suppose. If you got some blocked words set up, they may not show up. I don't respond to comments on the videos themselves anyways. I just go into YouTube Studio where it lists them all and I basically show me all the comments I haven't responded to yet. And as soon as I leave a heart, it goes away and it won't be on that list anymore. So that's why I have to at least leave a heart or respond to it for it to go away from that list. But some land in held for review in there, and then you can deal with them there, accept them or not. And that would depend on what you have set up as your, I guess, filters. Like you can put in, like, I don't want any certain, if you don't want certain bad words, for example, to show up there, or links or things like that, they could go in there. But no, I don't believe I've noticed them, because I don't spend too much time in the actual comment section of my videos to notice that. Yeah, so probably dealing with them in YouTube Studio is probably the best bet. Got another super chat. Seize the cruise day. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And you say, I really appreciate your advice. I look forward to your Tuesday lives and excited for the changes. I feel like I'm almost ready to post my first video on my upcoming cruise sailing. Awesome. Happy viewer here. Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you for the feedback, and I'm glad you are looking forward to the changes. I am too. I've just got some more work to do. Again, I want to create a little tiny video intro for each section. Have a form ready so people can fill that out and submit, channels for or creators for consideration as guests on the show, and we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Fix It with Jay. I have a small channel, only 6 videos. I've watched as my last video slowly climbed to 100 views, 8 comments, and yet watch time stayed at 15 hours throughout the week. Does that ever change or not? Yes. So the way the watch hours work, and views really, but it's most noticeable in watch hours, is the first time you see the watch hours for the day, that's like YouTube's first guess at what the actual watch hours were. It's not written in stone. And what usually happens is over time, watch hours, a few of them, disappear. And the reason that is there are bots out there, YouTube channels that aren't really people, right? And some people create these fake channels to go watch videos, and it's like fake views, and then they turn around and sell these views. Anyways, when YouTube finds these bots, they delete them, they cancel them. And let's say a bot channel, racked up 1,000 views looking at different channels, and maybe 100 views were on your channel. Well, those views will disappear when that channel is deleted. So I think that's probably the most common way watch hours disappear. They weren't legitimate watch hours to begin with. It's just that that's what YouTube's best guess was initially at the time. It's always revised. I've noticed, like, with these live streams every week, if at the very end of the live stream I write down how many views there were, and sometimes I do that, I'll go check the next day, it's a lower number, right? Watch hours too, it's lower. If I check the next week, it's lower again. So they revise down as they constantly audit the views and the watch hours to make sure they were legit. Any advice for a channel dealing with age-restricted content, trauma recovery? Nothing's coming to mind. I don't know what you're looking for. I'm drawing a blank. I don't really know what you're asking. The only thing I can say is just to make sure that your content is always targeted to the same people. If it's a certain age category, then yeah, it's important that all your videos speak to the same people. If growth is what you want for your channel. If I want to take a break for a week, would you post on your community post or just take a week off? I usually do 2 a week. Good question. If you usually post 2 videos a week and you're going to take a week off, then yeah, I'd probably post about that. Maybe at the first of the week, maybe the day before the first video you would normally post, just make a community post, say, and tell people, right? It's kind of like running your own store. If you're going to be closed on a certain day, you're going to put a sign in the window. So put that sign on your community post. Just say, I'm not going to be around this week, so no videos this week. Expect the next one, next Tuesday or whatever, right? I would 100% do that. I'm struggling with the feeling that I'm not adding value to the viewer. I work on motorcycles, cars, etc., but I don't do how-to videos. Basically just day in the life of a guy who tinkers. That's totally fine. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. Some people find value in that, right? You don't have to, just because I created a channel based on how-to and helping people solve problems, doesn't mean that's the only way to grow on YouTube. It's the only way I know how to grow on YouTube, just because that's what I've done. I just saw the comment, Scott. Hey, Rob, that's a cute watermark you got there. Thank you, Scott. That was Scott's idea, by the way, the blue hat. I changed that. Thank you, Scott. What was I talking about? Struggling with not adding value. You are adding value to the people who decide to subscribe and watch your videos. Okay. People watch videos for several different reasons. Some people watch videos to learn how to do things, right? That's typically who I target. Other people watch videos just to relax, for entertainment. I've got jazz piano playing in the other room, and that's actually a YouTube video playing. So they're going to get 2 hours of watch time from me today, or more actually. It's usually on most of the day, just background music. Today it's jazz, other days it's something else. Right? So that's why I've got that on. Their RPM is probably incredibly low because people, advertisers don't pay as much money to be on videos like that because I'm not there actually watching it. And I think a lot of other people watch or listen to channels and videos like that way. But yeah, no, some people just like to watch you tinker. Even if you're not, like if you're tinkering with a motorcycle, maybe you're changing the spark plugs or whatever, you can talk your way through it, I suppose, as you're doing it, and people may learn some things here and there. It really depends on what you want to do. If that's the way you like making videos, then keep doing it. That's totally fine. If you want to grow your channel and you want to turn it into something that gets a lot of views and gets, perhaps starts making you money, then you want to think about things like, well, how do I add more value? How do I, add more value? Maybe I can start helping people some ways. Again, you don't have to, but, just making yourself available might be a cool idea to do. Like go live, do it live one day. Just have it on live, and maybe if you have, this is kind of a neat way. If you're going live with your phone, let's say you set up your phone like this, back in the corner, and you stream from your phone, right? Maybe you're under the car over here, changing the oil or whatever. You could, if you have an iPad, you can take that with you and just kind of pick it up. So have it within arm's reach. And have that on have your iPad watching your live stream, but mute the audio, but only have that there so that you can see the live chat, right? Then you're live interacting. Like you can look at your iPad, and if people ask you questions or hey, what's that bolt up there, above your head? And then you see that question, then you can answer it, right? People love that interactivity. So that's just another idea you could do. But no, I wouldn't worry about not adding value. If you are, then you can think about other ways you could add value, like live stream like that. But I wouldn't. That's not the only way to do YouTube. You don't have to always be solving problems for people. Can you explain the reason why some content creators are talking about reverse engineering their videos? Is that the way to go? What is your workflow? Is that the way to go? Not necessarily. Maybe if you want to do that. I tend to do that in an informal way. Reverse engineering just refers not 100% sure what you mean by that, but when I hear that term, what I think is, okay, if I have a video that's doing really well or did really well, and I may want to try to figure out why it did so well. So let's look at that video and try to reverse engineer, try to go backwards. Here's the finished video. How did I make that? What about that video did so well, right? Why is it doing so well? And I can look at my retention graph. I can look at my CTR. I can look at how people are watching the video, how long the video is. I can look at, the retention graph to see where people were dropping off, right? And right? So just kind of watching your video back like that to try to learn why it did so well, you can learn a lot from that. So you can also learn a lot from videos that did not do so well, right? A video that doesn't do so well, watch that one back and try to be honest with yourself. Like, why? Like, okay, I see, like, everybody's leaving at 40 seconds into the video. Why? Let's go to 40 seconds in the video. What am I doing there? And, you may understand, like, oh, I was just looking down at the ground. I wasn't saying anything, and I probably should have cut that out. People are just leaving. All right. Or whatever. Maybe you mentioned something in the video at that point that people just didn't like to hear, right? So you can learn by re-engineering your videos or trying to pick them apart and see what worked and what didn't. So that's what I do. Not necessarily all the time, but if I have usually if I have a well-performing video, I'll try to figure out why it did so well so that I can do more of that, right? I think that's the best way to learn. Craig said, could you talk about redoing poor performing videos in the early weeks of one's channel? The early weeks of your channel. Yeah, okay, well, I wouldn't do it. If I had poor performing videos in the early weeks of my channel, that's understandable. That's usually the way it works, right? Your worst performing videos are in the earlier stages of your channel. I wouldn't redo them, right? They didn't do well. So fine, I've learned that didn't do well. Maybe it was the topic, maybe it was the way I did it. I just know my next video is going to be better. So I think the worst thing you could do is to go back and always try to redo a video and try to make it better, because you're not getting anywhere with that. Maybe it'll do a little bit better, but you haven't grown your library, right? Because you've deleted and then added it again. Your library is the same size. I think it's more important just to get better with each video and just keep adding to your library. Your earlier videos are going to be your bad ones, and your latest ones are going to be, for the most part, your better ones. I would leave them all there. I don't spend any time going back redoing old videos or oh, that thumbnail was horrible. That's probably the reason it did so bad. Fine, great. I learned from it. I'm not going to go back and change it. That test is done. YouTube has already tested that video. It's done. Maybe the title was bad. Yep, that could have been a better title. Doesn't matter. Like, I'm moving on. Look forward. Don't look back. That's my approach. I have a part 1 video just up this morning and wanted to do a part 2 up Thursday. Any advice? No, that sounds fine. So Tuesday, Thursday, that's fine. If your video is still doing really well on Tuesday, maybe delay your second video till Friday, or not. No, that's fine. I think that's good. Good luck with it. Hi, Rob and Peanut. Dom from Montreal. Hello, Dom. How you doing? I do studio tech reviews. I want to take a leap of faith and do a live video. Can you recommend how to set up and announce it, etc.? Yeah, so I do have a course on live streaming. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out. But off the top of my head, I would advertise it in a video or two before you're live. Okay, you can actually just, as you're closing out a video, say, oh, by the way, I'm going to go live, 2 weeks from today, and hope to see you there. So you could advertise it in your videos like that. Maybe, the 2 videos leading up to it. You can advertise it in a community post, tell people about it. And if you have an email list, you can let people know that way as well. So yeah, how to set it up? There's so many different ways to set up a live stream. And it depends on what you want to do. If you're just going to talk and you're not sharing screens or anything like that, then you just need your phone is all you need. Or you could use a computer. If you want to share a screen, then it'd be helpful to have a second monitor, one dedicated for, that's the one you're going to share. And if you want to get into that, it would be helpful to have something like Ecamm or Meld Studio, OBS, software like that to help you set up your different scenes. There's a lot to it, but you can start simple just with your phone or a computer and a camera like this, And you can go live just from YouTube Studio. You don't need other software. It's just that if you just do it through YouTube Studio, you don't have the flexibility to set up custom scenes and display messages on screen like this, right? That message I just put on screen, I'm using Ecamm to stream through software for a Mac, so that it allows me to do that. So anyway, yeah, many different ways, but I hope that helps. Music is important to me, so I like to share personality. Thank you for your response. The why is exactly why we need to know in order to do YouTube well. Okay, I must have already answered your question. Can you talk about security and safety? I notice your choices, no front of house shots, but your Christmas tree is unique for folks doing garden, outdoor projects, etc. Any thoughts on shots or boundaries? You got to set your own boundaries. Right? It's whatever you're comfortable with. Some people are more comfortable sharing things than others, right? Most people can probably figure out where I live based on my videos, and I say where I am, right? So most people could probably figure that out. It's not something that I'm too concerned about. Other people are more concerned about that. So yeah, I mean, some good advice would be things like not showing your house number on your house. Right? Not showing license plates on cars, things like that. But yeah, it's all up to the individual what you're comfortable sharing. Yeah. So I don't know if that helps, but it's good to put some thought into it, I guess. Put some thought into what it is you're comfortable sharing, and that doesn't just include like physical location, but within your house. Maybe you don't want to show people your living room, or right? Family members, maybe they don't want to be shown in videos. Maybe you don't want to include them. So you want to be careful about that. Like, respect other people's boundaries too. Like when you're making videos, perhaps there's people that don't want to be shown in your videos. Kids, right? A lot of kids, their parents wouldn't want them in videos. So you have to be careful about where you're filming. I usually film in locations where I'm the only one, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, if you live in a more urban setting, it might be a little harder. All right. What was the video that you made that was the aha moment that confirmed with you the direction and focus you should take your channel in? It was my over 40 video from July 5th. This one, here's my channel. So if I search on this one right here, do this now. Why people over 40 must start a YouTube channel. I was at 3,000 subscribers at the time when I made that video, and just there, that chair back behind me is where I filmed it, in this room, yeah, it did extremely well. It was a little bit of a pivot away from what I had been making. It was also the first time I ever made a video without a script, where I just kind of, spoke off the cuff and did the best I could, and limited my editing, left mistakes in, right? All those things that I thought were bad things ended up being positives and helped drive that channel up to, I don't know, it was like 200,000 views in the first month, and it's over 400,000 now. So yeah, it was that video, and ever since I made that video, I've been making them kind of the same way. I mean, it was a couple months after that, no, 3 months after that, I made my first video outside. That was a bit of an aha moment as well. I really enjoyed that, and so yeah, I spent 3 years trying to make the perfect videos, right? Making how-to videos, with an intro, with an outro, picture in picture, cleaning up the like the mouse movements if I'm sharing my screen. I didn't want any lagging, or anyway, I spent a lot of time making those videos and making them just so, and it's time consuming making videos that way. But it wasn't until almost 2 years ago when I made that video without a script and without all that heavy editing, which means it was a far easier video to make, that was a huge aha moment. People love that kind of video more, in my case, and they were a whole lot easier to make. So those two things together set me on my path to growth. So that was it. That was it. Okay, I answered that one. If you delete or hide a video, does this exclude the watch time from your rolling total? Yes. I believe it would. Yeah. The watch hours you need to get monetized, the 4,000 watch hours you need to get monetized, they've got to be publicly, like, from public videos. So yeah, they have to be public videos. If you delete them or privatize them or even unlist them, they won't count anymore. They've got to be public videos. Question. I feel like I'm in a complete rut for the last month. I can't seem to get out of it. My subs are 22,000 and it keeps going back and forth with 10 subs. I can't get over that hump. Yeah, not sure what your question is, but frustrating. It is frustrating. I understand that. I guess what I would probably do is just take a long, hard look at my channel, the last several videos that have not been doing well, and try to see how you could be doing them different. Like give your audience something new. Give them something fresh and new. I sometimes, if I find myself in a rut like that, that's what I tend to try to do. I'll go back and say, okay, what kind of videos were doing well? Not necessarily the topic. I don't have to redo the topic, but how did I make that video? Okay, that one did really well. What videos brought in your subscribers and how long ago was that? Are they even still around? Like if it was 10 years ago, maybe they're not around anymore. And try to give them something new. One of the things I like to look at doing is, or one thing that I find works for me, like if I've spent several videos in a row talking like I don't know, doing how-to stuff, like this is how you grow on YouTube with just using your phone. This is how, whatever, right? If I make those types of videos and I make several of them, then maybe it's time for me, and if things have kind of stagnated a bit, well then maybe it's time for me to make a video where I'm just outside going for a walk, sharing my thoughts on whatever. I don't know. I'd have to come up with the idea, but just something different. People do love, again, it's going to depend on what you do on your channel, but people like hanging out with you. Like if you've got that many subscribers, just try to give them something different, something you haven't given them in a while, right? Whatever that might be. Might be a heart-to-heart chat, might be something a little bit unrelated to what you normally talk about, right? Or it might be just deliver it in a different way, right? If you normally do how-to stuff and you're sharing your screen, then do one where it's just you talking to the camera or talking with the camera. You don't have to stare at the camera. Just the camera is your friend and you're going for a walk together. And that's just an example though. Hopefully that gave you some direction, some idea. I have 3 very good ideas for channels, but the subjects don't overlap. Can I just start 3 channels? Yes, you can. 100%. Especially if they don't overlap. But having said that, I don't know how much time you have, but generally, I think the way I would do that is I would pick one of those 3 things to be my primary focus. And if in doing that, if I ended up making a video that belongs on one of the other 2, that's fine. I'll upload it there, but my focus is trying to grow one. I think it's hard enough to try to grow one channel, let alone trying to spread yourself too thin and trying to grow 3 channels at the same time. That would be hard. I think that would be taxing. That would be, asking for trouble in terms of burnout and, right? There's just too much to think about and some confusion between channels and stuff like that. So I would pick one to be the primary and focus mostly on that. And then, but if you ever have you feel like making a video for one of the other 2 channels, do it, right? and that you can treat them almost like practice grounds too. So, alrighty. All right, what's going on in the chat? What am I missing? Crazy idea time. A/B test with a thumbnail without you in it. A definite thing you should try to do. Don't repeat the words in your title on the thumbnail. That's cool. That's a good idea. Yeah, you could also A/B test thumbnails with and without text. Yeah, the thing about A/B testing, whether it's thumbnails or titles, it's best if you can only vary one thing, right? As soon as you vary two things and you only have two choices, you don't know which of those two things caused one thumbnail to outperform the other, right? So yeah, you could have two thumbnails, each with you in it, one with text, one without, or one with text and another with different text. Or you could have two thumbnails, both with the same text, but one has you in it and one doesn't, right? I mean, I tend to think it's a great idea to always put yourself in your thumbnails, but take that away for a moment. That's a good example of something you could test, just to see which works best, right? Maybe you're not to the point yet where people recognize you, so maybe putting yourself in your thumbnails isn't as important yet. Although the more you do it, the more you will grow your personal brand. But yeah, no, good ideas, good ideas. Question, can you set up more than one channel with the same email and Google account? Yes, you can, as long as you set it up as a business account, sometimes called a brand account. Then yeah, you log in once and then you can have multiple channels. You can have as many as you want, I think. Well, there may be a limit, but yeah, then you can just switch back and forth between channels with just the one login. Absolutely. Have you given serious consideration to starting a sailing channel? No, I haven't. Not to say I won't, though. Who knows? Who knows? I might. What else is going on? What do we got? We got 150 people in here. That's awesome. Thanks, guys, for spending your day with me. We're 90 minutes into this, so I'll be around for another 30 minutes or so if you want me to be. I'm working on a video for tomorrow where I'm going to talk about a recent video of mine that has gone off the charts. I've got a video that I put out April 10th, so it's just over 2 weeks, and it's well over 300,000 views in 2.5 weeks, blowing me away. And it's really interesting because, actually, let me share this with you. You know how we always say, like, oh, look at your analytics. How is your CTR? How is your click-through rate? The better that is, the better. You want to try to increase that. How about your average view duration? You want to increase that. You want to have people stick around for longer. It's important to make that intro good so that people, get through that first minute and they stick around for a long time. All these things. The CTR and the view duration of this video are horrible. So have a look at this. This is the video I'm talking about. YouTube income, 0 to 100K, my journey to 100,000 subscribers. If I go to the analytics, it's got 390,000 views. If we look at the CTR, it's only 4.3. Okay, it would only get up to 5.7 in the first day. If I have a good video that starts off really well, it's often 12 to 14% here, but then typically falls back down. Usually your CTR is the highest on day one if you have, subscribers, right, that watch all of your videos, that will watch it right away. But then it usually falls down. So I guess it went back up to 6, but it's not a great CTR. If I go back to the overview, look at this average view duration graph. So the gray line is typical for my videos, okay? And the blue line is what this is doing. So it almost immediately, well, it took, 44 seconds in, I've already lost 2/3 of the people, right? But then what I noticed was it stayed pretty flat. Like those who made it to that point, pretty much all stayed throughout the whole video. So I think that was a part of the reason why this did so well, but the intro was horrible. 56%, usually I'm up in the high 60s or 70, and it says this is below typical, right? So, but what I noticed, if you go to audience, this one right here, device type, check out how many people are watching this on TV. 98%. Blew me away. Usually for my channel, TV viewers, it's higher than, I mean, it continues to get higher, but it's not that high. I can, actually, if I go to here, I'll just go to analytics for the channel. Load audience. Where is it? It's not always in the same place. Device type. There we go. So for my channel, for the last 28 days, 63% of the TV are from TV. But again, that's being affected by that video. Okay, that video's got more than half of my views, more than half of all views on my channel for this month. So 63% for the whole channel. Where'd I go? That's at 98%. So, and if I look at, so it's TV viewers only, right? And the mobile phone and the computer numbers, if I just look at the hard numbers, they're pretty much in line with a well-performing video on my channel. But for some reason, the TV audience, YouTube is pushing it hard to the TV. So that's one thing to be aware of. So then I have to ask myself, so like why? Like what about this video is making it good for TV viewing? And that's the types of questions you need to ask yourself when trying to figure out how, why a video is performing so well. So I just thought that was very interesting. Like most of the metrics I usually look at were underperforming, yet this video is getting like what was it, 2 days ago, it got 100,000 views on Sunday, right? In one day, which has never happened for me before. But anyway, it's a good thing, but it created more questions for me, which I am now going to, try to answer. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I thought I'd share that. All right, what else we got here? Let's see now. Joyous Senior Living, this has been informative. I'm listening while working. Is there a replay? Yes. So once this live stream is over, you'll be able to go to my channel and watch this whole thing on the replay, video on demand. Absolutely. You can go to my channel and watch any of my past live streams. That would take you a long time, but because they're all 2 to, I guess, an hour and a half to 3 hours, some longer. Step 1 to a 300,000 video, get 100,000 viewers. Yeah, yes, that's right, Scott. But 84% of the viewers of that video are new viewers to my channel. So it's not subscribers that are driving that growth. There was something else that told YouTube you need to push this more on TVs. I've heard you mention you don't like filming around people. While recording on one of your outdoor videos, have you ever had someone come over the horizon and mess up your video? Yes. Well, so I have been recording while walking on the trail, and then I'll notice I'm now walking towards somebody. What I usually do is I stop. I'll actually usually keep the phone recording. I'm holding the phone on my selfie stick. I'll just kind of put it down and I'll just walk by the person, say, hello, how you doing? Good. And then we pass, and then I'll pick it back up and I'll pick up where I left off. And then I'll edit that section out later, right? Because it kept recording all the way through. That's usually the way I handle that. But to try to avoid that, I like going up on that hill, which is not far from my house, about 1.5 kilometers away, about a mile away. and nobody goes up there, right? There is an ATV or a quad path or track that goes by there and into the woods up to a lake. So sometimes they're driving by, but other than that, I'm pretty safe up there. Let's see. Rob, any thoughts on faith-based content, the future potential? I don't have any specific thoughts on just that, other than to say that, I mean, that's a niche, right? That's a niche, and if that's what you want to do, if that's how you want to narrow down your audience, I think that's great, right? Whatever you can do to identify who it is you want to make videos for, do that. So could be faith-based people, and within that, it might be, I don't know, faith-based men or faith-based women or faith-based people over 40 or over 50 or whatever, right? There's any number of different ways you can segment or niche down. And the more you can niche down, the better. The better for growth. The smaller your potential audience, but 1% of all the people in the world is still almost 1 billion people. So on my birthday, April 10th. Woot woot. Oh, very good. That was your birthday. All right, cool. Happy belated birthday. Yeah, that's there you go. How do you earn money? Is it subs like views in volume number? So, okay, so the way you earn money is not nothing. Actually, the video that's doing so well from April 10th, if you want to watch that video, I walk through my journey. And one of the lessons that I explain in that video is the fact that the number of subscribers that you have really has nothing to do with the money that you make. Okay? Like, my best month ever, as far as AdSense goes, like I've actually beaten it this month, but before this month was last April, right? $3,200 I think I made last April, but then like last month was $1,500. Well, last April, I want to say I had 40,000 subscribers. So with 40,000 subscribers, I made over $3,000. But last month with 100,000 subscribers, I made $1,500, right? So you can't equate a number of subscribers to how much money you make, right? The money you make is a better way to measure the potential, how much money you can make, is the number of views that you get. Secondary would be the watch time, I guess. But primarily, the way I look at it is the views. Because when you get a view, there's the potential for an ad to play in front of every video, right? The pre-roll video. Some videos, if they're longer than 8 minutes, can have a mid-roll ad as well. Whenever there's an ad, that's how you would make money. If people are watching a video and an ad plays, whether it's skipped or not, right? That's how you would make money. YouTube pays 55% of all money they collect from advertisers. They pay that out to the creators of, who made those videos. Man, those CTR and retention numbers look just like my videos. Unfortunately, the views stat does not look like mine. Yeah, it's so CTR and view duration, that's not the holy grail. It's not that. It's there's much more to it than that. And I think a lot of it has to do with just topic, obviously, is a big part of it. But also, and now what I'm starting to think of is, okay, like right now, I don't want to post a video that could potentially stop that one from doing so well, right? That would be horrible. That video is getting 2,600 views an hour right now. So I don't want to stop that. Just so you guys know what that looks like. This is the real-time graph. So this is how many views my channel is getting per hour right now. That's how many are coming in from that video per hour. This is the live stream here, what we're doing here, and then the other videos. So that's insane. Like, I've never had any of my videos get that high. It's been that high for days. So it's come back. It was higher than that, but yeah. So those are the chats I'm having with ChatGPT. Like, I don't want to mess up this video, but I want to put a video out tomorrow. How do I, what should the video be about? So these are the chats I have with my AI. And basically the advice is, don't make a competing video. Don't make a video that talks about the exact same thing, maybe just in a different way. You can do something like that later, like once this video has finished its run, maybe 6 months from now. I know that video did so well, maybe it's time to do an update video, right? But until then, no, it needs to be a slightly different topic, maybe one that I haven't talked about in a little while. Or maybe what I've been thinking is it'll be about that video and why it did so well, and talk about the TV viewing and all that stuff, right? So anyways, good problem to have. Is the best way to start Faceless? Nope. I don't believe that. Some people might say it is, but I don't. That's not what I think is the best way. The best way, I think, is to pick up your camera and talk to it with your face in the video. It's going to be uncomfortable and it's hard to do, but the only way you get better at it is by doing it. I did not know how to do it less than 2 years ago. There's no way I could have talked to a camera, and know what I wanted to say and remember what I wanted to say less than 2 years ago. And it did not take long. Once I made my first one, and that was a struggle, but when I saw the results and realized that people are okay with me just talking like a regular human with mistakes and everything, once I realized that's okay, and I stopped thinking about how to make better videos. Like, making a better video doesn't mean editing it better or putting in more titles and background music and color grading and all that stuff. All that stuff that's complicated and hard to do, that doesn't make a video better. The only thing that makes a video better is whatever you need to do to keep people watching. And that's typically just tell a story. Like, tell a story. Think about something you want to make a video about, and think about a story in your life that maybe you could relate to it somehow. Start telling that story, and then, oh yeah, then that brings me to this. And that's why, like, I'm not giving exact step-by-step how to do this because it's hard, and it's something that I'm trying to get better at myself. But the better you can get at storytelling, the better. So no, I don't. The only thing making faceless videos I think is good for is it lets you practice editing videos, I guess, right? But it does not help you get better talking on camera, which I think is the best way to grow. Think of this too. With AI and how prevalent it is, it's everywhere. We're all using it to help with video ideas and things like that. Some people are also using it to help with thumbnails. Some people are using it to help with their videos, with the actual content, right? So there's all kinds of different ways to use AI. Some people are using it to make apps, right? So where am I going with that? Time for a drink. Where was I going with that? Right. With more and more AI becoming available and more wannabe content creators thinking that AI is their answer, like, oh, I wanted to be a YouTuber for so long. Now AI is going to make it so easy for me to make videos. I'm going to do that. I can make faceless videos. I could probably make 10 videos in a day, right? I'm going to go down that. Well, that'll get you demonetized, or you'll never be able to get monetized that way because that's what YouTube does not want. That said, a lot of people have started down that road well before today, and are making faceless channels, AI-based channels. But a lot more and more, I'm hearing from actual viewers that tell me, I hate AI channels. If I know it's an AI video, I don't watch it. I block them and I don't. So there's a lot of hate out there for those types of videos. And because of that, I think more and more people want more authentic videos. So that only helps people like me and you guys who are willing to put yourselves in your videos. That's going to become more and more our unfair advantage, the fact that we are in our videos. And even though that, yes, with the way AI is going, at some point people will be able to, use my likeness, and I would be able to make a video of me, but it wasn't me. I used, a picture of me and I made it, gave it motion. That can be done today, and it's only going to get better. But, again, like, as tech like that evolves, I think so too will YouTube's ability to detect it and ban it, right? So yeah, I think the way forward is to put yourself in your videos, not Faceless. Well, that's cool. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, hey, I just started watching you trying to start a weight loss bariatric surgery channel, helping people navigate their pre-surgical and post-surgical life. Awesome. I think that's a fantastic niche. The key there was helping people navigate. If you can help people, then awesome. That is what grows channels. Started my channel and podcast a year ago last month. 90 plus long, 300 plus soul-sucking shorts, live streams. Context is Gen X starting on their dreams. Mindset. Any other suggestions to monetize? If you want to monetize, I'd stop it with the shorts. You don't need to do those. Maybe a few every once in a while, but I wouldn't focus on them. Keep focusing on your long forms and your live streams, right? Do regular live streams like I do, weekly. If you aren't already, that's what I would suggest. And that helps build your community. Other suggestions to monetize, I mean, yeah, no, I don't know anything about your channel, so that would be hard for me to do. There's all kinds of different ways you could get into merchandise. You could become an affiliate for products or affiliate for Amazon. Yeah, you can get into consulting, help other people with whatever it is your channel's about. Yeah, all kinds of different things you could do. I think the only good Faceless channels are the high-quality, fully human crafted documentaries. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I like watching videos like that too. And yeah, I've got to be careful here. Like I really enjoy videos like that, actually, that don't show a face at all, but it's a documentary. That's great. I like that. I would think, I feel like I'm mostly speaking to people who want to become solo creators and doing this on your own, all by yourself, and not going out to the Serengeti and with a film crew and filming the lions and the cheetahs and all that, right? So that's who I feel like I'm talking to when I say just put yourself in your, I'm trying to, I think smaller, I guess, like just single, like just solo person, got their camera, got a tripod, got maybe a mic, you got some things you want to talk about and you want to make a channel around it. And maybe you want to put down some videos and talk to your grandkids or future grandkids, right? And start giving them advice before you even know who they are. That I think is cool. So, all right. Rob, there is a demographic of people who are looking for authentic videos. How to get exposed to those target people? The way you do that is you make videos for them. Start with one. You make one video, create your channel, make a video, authentic, about whatever it is you want to talk about in your video, and put it on YouTube, right? YouTube will, YouTube will try to put it in front of the right people. So spend some time on your title, make sure it makes sense, and your thumbnail. That's your ad. That's your ad, right? That's basically your billboard. Your thumbnail and your title. That's what YouTube is going to put on people's homepages, and then hope that they click. You hope that they click it, right? They're probably going to click something. You want it to be yours. So, right? So, and then make another video, and then another one. And the more videos you make for those same people, the better YouTube will get at understanding who it is you're trying to reach. Because, maybe YouTube puts it in front of 100 people the first time and nobody clicks. Okay, YouTube learned something. They put it in front of the wrong people. So the next time you put a video up, they probably won't try those people again. Or maybe some of them, but they're going to try it on a different bunch of people, right? And eventually they'll, oh, yeah, okay, whatever, 10% of those people actually click that. Okay, all right, might be onto something here. Who are those 10 people? YouTube will be asking. What do they usually watch? Okay, what else? Like, what else do they watch? All right, okay, so I'm getting a better picture of who this guy's trying to make videos for. Now you make your third video. They'll try it in front of those people again and see how many people, and perhaps some other people. So just the more you do that, every time you upload a video, that is when YouTube refines what they know about who you're trying to make videos for. And they'll get better at it, and better and better and better. Okay? Let's see. I've recently started about a month ago and strong at 350 subs. Guys, don't give up. Good advice. Don't give up. It's important to enjoy it. Very important to enjoy it. Have you noticed an uptick in TV viewers? I mainly watch nature photography videos, working on one of my own. And most of us watch a lot of videos in that genre to get the best viewing. Have you noticed an uptick? Yes, I have noticed an uptick in TV viewers for my content. It might be different depending on what your niche is, but yours, probably documentaries, I would think, would have a larger percentage of TV viewers. It's an important thing to look at for sure. But yes, I have noticed over the years, actually I've noticed an increased number of people watching on TV. That's one of the reasons why I always make sure to make my videos in 4K, because if somebody is watching my video on an 85-inch screen, you can tell the difference between 4K and 1080p, 100%. So I just want to give people the best possible viewing experience. My computer can handle 4K, and my camera can handle it, so why not do it? Takes a little longer to upload them because a 4K video is 4 times the file size as a 1080p video. But to me, it's worth it. So yeah, something to keep an eye on. I didn't mean it was your 100K subs watching the video. I meant it was the topic. Having 100,000 subs and getting to that was the topic. Oh, okay, yes. Not a topic. Gotcha, Scott. Yes, I understand. Yeah, no, a topic. So yeah, the topic. I think the topic, a lot of people want to know, well, what's that journey look like, right? Which is partly why I made the video. I feel like a lot of people wanted to know that. What does your wife think about your passion for making videos and content? She's very supportive. She does not share that passion, but she's supportive. She's proud, and yeah, she puts up with me talking about it a lot. So yeah, it's all good. In my videos, I do an introduction on what I do in the video. Then I play a 15-second intro I had made for the channel. But after those 25 to 35 seconds, 70% are gone. Should I skip the intro video? Good question. So I think today an intro like that is less desirable by viewers. It's good for branding. And I used to have one too when I started. But as I grew in my channel, I just started to understand that that's prime real estate, right? The first 30 seconds that's all you got to sell people on watching the rest of your video. So that's where you have an opportunity to hook people in and convince them that they want to stick around, right? So however you do that, generally speaking, I wouldn't say, I'm going to be talking about this, and the best tip is going to be at the end, so make sure you watch till the end or you'll miss that one. And like little tricks like that, sure, they've worked in the past, and I don't think they work as much anymore, maybe to a degree, but not as much. So what were your times again? 15-second intro. I feel like that's long. If you want to start your video off, so I do an introduction on what I do in the video. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you want to avoid doing things like thank you for watching, thank you for clicking, welcome to my channel. My name is Rob, and this is what I normally do. And in today's video, what I'm going to talk about is, okay, all of that should be deleted. And if you could start a video with just saying, man, I went for a walk yesterday, you're not going to believe what I came across. That's it. And then all of a sudden, boom, little 3-second intro stinger with music. It's done. And now you're back and you're talking again. And you're now only 6 seconds into the video. That would be a better way to do it. A 15-second long intro, I don't know. Like, I almost feel like that's kind of the way it was done 5 years ago. And I feel like it was done that way because that's when people started to understand, wow, this is like making TV shows. Like I should make a little intro like they do for Seinfeld or, right? Like TVs, they all have intros and they got music and they got logos. I should have all that too. And a lot of channels did. And it made those channels look more professional. People don't care about that anymore. I don't think so. This is my view. People don't care about that. Time is money. Get to the point. Like I've clicked on your video. I've got 3 minutes. Go. And if after 35 seconds you haven't gotten to the point, okay, forget this. I'm going to another video. Somebody who's going to start this a little quicker, right? So now that said, it also depends on what your content is about. If your channel is more entertainment based and it's like a vlog channel maybe, and you're just kind of sharing your life, this is a day in the life of, and this is what then maybe it's okay. Maybe a little intro is okay for a video like that. But anyway, those are my thoughts on that. Oh, I answered that one. Is it worth going back and changing previous video thumbnails? Would that help with older videos to increase views? I don't think so. Not in a measurable way. I think your time is better spent on making your next video and maybe understanding why an older video's thumbnail might not be performing well or might not have performed well, and just apply that new knowledge to your next video. That's what I would do. Have you updated all your thumbnails to 10 megabytes? It's better for TV clicks. Nope, I have not. My thumbnails are all what is it? It's 720p, right? So what's that? 1280 by 720. That's what they all are. So no, I haven't done that, and it doesn't seem to have hurt that video, which is getting almost all TV views. What frustrates you the most with being a YouTuber? Not a lot. I'm pretty easygoing. Not a lot frustrates me. I guess if I allow it to, if I go on an extended streak where my videos that I'm posting aren't doing well, like let's say they're all 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 10, and once you have more than 10 videos posted on your channel, whenever you upload a new video, it measures it in relation to your past videos. One sec, let me just go. So for example, this is my channel. This is my YouTube studio, and on the home page right here, this is the last video I uploaded, and you can see ranking by views. This one's a 2 out of 10. And you can hover over that. So basically, it's my second best video by views at this point in time. After the first 4 days and 20 hours, that's how long ago I posted the video. It is, of my last 10 videos, it's performing the second best. And you can hover over it and you can see how it's doing in relation to all the other ones. So, if I have an extended streak where they're all they're all 6 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and I just don't how come none of my if I allow myself to get frustrated, that could frustrate me, but I don't usually get that frustrated. Like it's just part of the game, right? You might get one out of 10 every month or two, and then everything else is not. So yeah, no, not a lot frustrates me. I really enjoy this. Like honestly, everything about it, coming up with the ideas, going outside and filming, the fresh air, even the editing, since I don't do a lot of editing. So like if I edited my videos like a lot of people do and took hours and hours and hours, or days even, then I probably wouldn't like that. But I just keep my edits simple, just nice and simple. And then, yeah, so no, nothing really frustrates me. We've got a super chat. Scotty Kitty. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. A channel on my antique booth, Thrift Finds. Verify channel name and short or longer. Sorry, I don't understand. I'm sorry, you're going to have to ask again. You don't have to send another super chat, but I'll try to look for your username. I don't understand what your question is. Channel name and shorter and longer. Channel name doesn't matter that much in terms of the performance of your videos. Doesn't matter at all, really. You know, but I think it's smart to maybe put your name in your channel name, like I have, just Rob, just my first name. However you want to be known by, like maybe some people go by their middle name, for example, right? So put that name in your channel name. And shorter or longer, again, shorter is probably better for people to be able to remember what your channel name is. But again, most people don't search for channel names. They'll usually find your channel through a video that you made, right? Now, if they've seen your videos before, they may say, "Oh yeah, Rob the Maritimer, yeah, I know, yeah," and then they might type it in. So in that case, it might be good to have a channel name that's easy to remember, perhaps easy to spell too. But other than that, Nick Nimmons in the house. How you doing, Nick? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. One of my kind of mentors, but he didn't know, but I learned a lot from Nick over the years. I thought max was 10 megabytes. Okay, we're talking about the thumbnails. Yeah, I didn't even know. I didn't even know it upped it. I still make mine just with Canva, whatever it is. I think it comes out at I think it's around 6 megabytes is how it comes out. I don't know, 720p, whatever that works out to be. If you were starting from zero today, what 3 things would you focus on first to grow a channel faster? I would start talking to my camera right away and get comfortable with that. That took me 3.5 years to understand the importance of that, and I never understood the importance of it until I made a video like that did so well. And it just proved to me, even though I thought the video was bad, people liked me just being me and just talking to the camera. So I would have gotten on that ball right away. Just start talking to the camera, make little videos, practice your editing. You know, that's fine, but it's talking to the camera in a way that sounds like you're talking to a friend. If you can get good at that, that'll take you a long way. So did you ask me for 3 things? What 3 things would you focus on first? 3 things. I mean, that's by far the most important thing, talking to the camera and getting comfortable at it. Live streams, I would do live streams sooner than I did. I think you can start them almost right away, right? Because as soon as you start doing live streams, you're practicing for when your channel's bigger. So I don't necessarily believe in waiting for your channel to be bigger. Like, oh, do I need to wait till I'm at 500 subscribers before I live stream? No, I would not. No, I would just, your first live streams are going to be for practice. So I would start that right away and just focus on building a community, answering people's questions, being as helpful as possible. I don't know, is that 3? Wow, Nick in the chat. Yes, that is cool. That's cool. Hi, Rob. Do you or can you image editing, color grading on live video while live? Thank you for sharing your knowledge. I mean, there might be a way to do that. If so, I don't know what it is. So I'm not doing any color grading here. You could probably do, it might depend on the camera that you're using. There might be some effects. Actually, yeah, I know there's some things in Ecamm that you can do to probably boost saturation and contrast and things like that. I've not done that because I have a pretty good camera I'm using anyways. And even if I was using my phone, that's not a bad picture either. That's the phone. A little bit yellower, I guess, but so yeah, no, that's not something I've done. Hola, Ty. How you doing, Ty? Good to see you. Oh, I actually should announce that I haven't shared it yet, but I will. I'm going live again on Thursday. Not on this channel though. It's on JB's channel, JB BEA, and he. Actually, why don't I just find that real quick and I'll show you a link so that you guys can drop in. But it's going to be with Jay and Ty. The 3 of us are going to have a chat. Once I find it here. There, live. And I will click it. Right click, copy video URL, and I'll put it in the chat. So Thursday, be there or be square. And the link. There you go. So hope to see you guys there. That'll be fun. It's Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern time, I believe. Is that right, Ty? And you do have an amazing thumbnail for it. I've got it up on my screen right here. Now, who did you hire, Ty, to make that thumbnail? Well done. Looks good. And yeah, I don't remember Jay having that much hair, but anyway, just trying to show off now, I think. That should be a fun time. Awesome advice, Rob. Thank you, Feely Nexus Journey. Question, I am now using AI to make thumbnails. Is this a good idea? Can be, yeah. I don't personally yet. I'm experimenting with it, but it's not something I'm probably going to do a lot of going forward. But I at least want to know what it's all about, right? You know, I find using Canva pretty easy. I've been doing it that way for a long time. So, right, I've got like a 5-minute process down where I can make my thumbnails pretty quickly. But, you know, if you want yours to have a little more, like, I don't know, is that one Ty? AI? What'd you use to make that? Or did you make that yourself? Oh, that's from ChatGPT Images 2.0? Really? Interesting. Interesting. Okay, there you go. There's an AI thumbnail right there. Interesting. Okay, I have not used that. Let's see. Hi, Rob. This is James from Michigan. I am leaving to go to the Philippines to make my first YouTube. Can I use iPhone 16 or should I break down and get a DJI 4? You can absolutely use an iPhone 16. That's what I use for most of my. I'm not right now. When I stream, I've got my Sony camera that I use. But when I'm outside, I use this, my 16. And before I got this in January of last year, 25. So up until December of 2024, I used my iPhone 14, and I've had videos get several 100,000 views that I made with my iPhone 14. It's got a fantastic picture. It's awesome. It's all you need. What kind of phone should I buy for my YouTube channel just in case I drop it in the lake? Well, honestly, probably any new phone would be just fine, probably more than fine, all you need. If you want some, I mean, yeah, the iPhone 16 is waterproof too, right? So that's good. But if you're going to drop it in a lake, if it's not a shallow lake, I might, you know, put a floaty on it or something so that it floats. One of my videos got a high amount of views, but not many people stayed to finish watching. Now most of my videos aren't getting as many, and I don't know what to do or what happened. Yeah, it can be frustrating, but dive into your analytics, right? Try to understand. Look at your retention graph and see where they left, and then look at your video and try to understand why they left. That's the best. I mean, it's going to be different for everybody, right? There's no magic bullet. One that floats would be good, yeah. Don't drop it in the lake. No. How does it work with taxes? Do you need to have a VAT number as a creator? No. VAT, so I don't. Here in Canada, I understand VAT is a European thing, I think. So I don't know what the rules or laws are in Europe, if that's where you are. It's different depending on what country you're in, right? I think probably across the board, no matter where you are, you probably will have to pay taxes, but how you do that is going to depend on where you are. Like for me in Canada, Canadians are able to fill out a form to send to YouTube that basically says, do not withhold any tax from me because I don't pay tax to the IRS. IRS is a US thing. In Canada, we pay Revenue Canada or Revenue Canada. I forget, they changed their name. Canada Revenue Agency, right? In Europe, you probably pay European Revenue Agency or whatever it's called there, right? So they all have their own rules. As a Canadian, I pay taxes in Canada. So it would be pointless for YouTube to withhold tax because they don't have a way to send that to the Canada Revenue Agency for me. So I fill out that form, give it to YouTube, so they don't withhold any tax. They send it all to me. Then it becomes up to me to pay my taxes. And in Canada, you do that once a year. You fill out your tax forms, and I think it's very similar. We do it in a similar way that you do it in the States. Maybe in Europe too, I don't know. And yeah, if you run it like a business, right, you're going to have expenses like, money in, that's revenue. But then there's money going out, right? If you're paying for Epidemic Sound, you bought a computer, you bought a phone or a camera, right? You're going to have expenses. You typically can subtract your expenses from your revenue, and the difference is going to be a profit or a loss. If it's a profit, you're going to pay taxes on the profit. If it's a loss, you don't have to pay tax on it, and you maybe can carry some of that loss forward to a future year. Now, none of this is advice. I am not an accountant. I'm not a lawyer. You need to consult with, experts in your own location as to how it works for you, but that just kind of gives you an idea as to how it works. You probably have to pay tax unless you're spending more than you're making, which is typically the way it is when you start, right? Because usually when you start YouTube, it's a while before you start making money, but you're probably spending money on camera equipment and whatever else, right? Internet, even your internet, you can, maybe write that off. Where are we? CRA, that's right, Canada Revenue Agency. That's right. I just got used to it. It used to be called Revenue Canada, right? But now it's CRA. I like JB's stuff. Hopefully I can make the stream. Yeah, it should be a good time. I'm out of time, guys. I hope that's okay. I hope you found value in this. Actually, just say goodbye to Peanut. Or Peanut, want to say goodbye? See ya. She's not into it today. Getting tired. She's getting old, actually. She's 14 and a half. She'll be 15 in, when? August, I guess? Anyway, sleeps a lot. I hope you found this helpful, guys. I hope I was able to help some people. And any questions I didn't get to, hopefully others were able to answer them. Again, looking at making changes to this live stream in the near future. Any ideas you have, I'd love to hear them. We're probably still a couple weeks away from me making those changes. Free resources. If anybody is interested, I have a free stats tracker that you can get to. There's a link down below in the description. You can download that. Join Creators Cove. If you want to join a community of people just starting on YouTube, helping each other out, join Creators Cove. There's a link to that there too in my description below. I can make it easier here if I just went to my website and showed it to you. If you go to my website, click Start here, right here. And the YouTube Kickstart Kit, you can download that as well. Also free if you want some ideas to get started with your channel. That's a good place to start. Other than that, I think that's all I got to say today. Have a great rest of your week. Look for a video from me hopefully tomorrow. That's the plan. And that said, have a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday. All right, guys, take care.